Lisbon, Rome, Barcelona or Paris. All the cities are fantastic and we've all been there. I agree, right? But mass tourism is having a huge impact on those cities and it's making it kind of impossible for remote workers or digital nomads to have a decent lifestyle in one of those major cities. In this video I will show you 5 of the most underrated countries in Europe for digital nomads where you can have a fantastic lifestyle for a really low price. Hey guys, my name is Gora and welcome to today's video. I'm a digital nomad and I'm a freelancer in social media management and digital marketing. And today's video is being made, as you can see, in the beautiful Asian city of Singapore. And let's start right away with 5 of the most underrated and beautiful destinations in Europe for this list. The countries are Albania, Serbia, Bulgaria, Slovakia and Romania. So let me guess, you really didn't consider those countries as one of your next destinations as a digital nomad base, right? So in today's video you will see why you won't regret considering one of those 5 destinations or some even more, because they're truly fantastic and not very expensive and definitely not a lot visited. And so let's start right away with the first country of today's list, Albania. This summer in 2022, I have been to Albania and I've spent there for 2 weeks and it's been a truly amazing country. I've been surprised of how beautiful the sea is and the cultural variety Albania has to offer. I would definitely say that this is maybe the last hidden gem in the Mediterranean, as people are mostly going to all other countries except Albania. And you can really see that in the prices and in the whole infrastructure this country has to offer. There is lots of space for many more tourists and you would have a great time living in Albania. For Albania, I would recommend definitely 3 destinations. This would be Tirana, the capital city, Durrës, the port town close to Tirana, and in the south, Sarande, close to the Greek island of Corfu and the Greek border. They offer beautiful nature and infrastructure for digital nomads, and that's for a reason. Some of the most beautiful beaches of Albania are right in front of Sarande and also of Durrës, and there's so much to see and so much to do. One of the best points about Albania is the cost of living. With far less than 1,000 euro you can have a really decent lifestyle, and even with 1k you can have a great one. Albania offers a very good internet connection, fast and reliable, and the mobile data plans are really cheap and very good. So you never have to worry about having a decent place to work from, as also there are many co-working spaces, cafes and other places to be able to work and live from. Other good and important aspects of Albania are that the country is extremely safe and that the people there speak pretty good English. So you will actually never be lost in translation, and if you need help, Albanian people are very friendly and are always looking forward to help you to have a good time in their country. And maybe a last positive point about Albania, it's surrounded by some beautiful countries, for example Montenegro, Greece, Kosovo or Macedonia. All those countries are actually very cheap, maybe not Greece in some parts, but there are still many hidden gems available very close to the Albanian border, so you can go and discover many amazing and beautiful places in the surroundings of Albania. So let's already move on to the second country of this list, Serbia. Serbia is located in the southeast of Europe and in this very central part. It's surrounded by many beautiful countries, and one of the good things about Serbia is the cost of living is extremely low. Almost all people in Serbia speak very good English, so you will never be lost there as the communication is really easy. Serbia, for example, has to offer a few very beautiful cities and very interesting ones for digital nomads. Especially I would recommend Belgrade, the capital, and Novi Sad, which is around 1 hour by train and only 3 euros right away, close to Croatia and Hungary. I've been to both cities and I fell in love with both. So if you like, for example, a very good nightlife, which Belgrade is very famous for, obviously I would recommend more the capital city. If you prefer a more tranquil life, more calm, etc., I would definitely recommend maybe to go to Novi Sad. And the cost of living, as I've already mentioned before, less than 1,000 euros easily, if you're not exaggerating or trying to live a super luxurious lifestyle. One good point about the Serbian cities, for example, they're very famous for the fantastic nightlife and a very good restaurant scene. Good food is always promised and you will never have to worry about it. Maybe it's a little bit difficult for your stomach, but you will be happy because it's really delicious. Also, the infrastructure in Serbia and especially in Belgrade is really great. You don't have to worry about public transportation. Uber or taxis are very cheap, and the whole co-working space, cafe, coffee culture is really amazing there, so you don't have to worry to find really good places with a reliable internet connection. In general, I can also say that the international community in Belgrade is big. Expat scene, the digital nomad scene, you will never be alone there because there's always ways how you can meet new international people if you are maybe not speaking the local language and don't want to learn it. And another good and very important point for digital nomads who would like to go to Serbia is they have very reliable and very fast high-speed internet. So the infrastructure is given, you can focus only on your work. That's one of the great things about the Balkans in general. And also for the bigger travel community within the digital nomad groups, Serbia is surrounded by many beautiful countries like Croatia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Kosovo, Bosnia and Montenegro. You will definitely not be bored. There are so many countries surrounding Serbia. There's so many amazing trips to do, so it's a perfect destination to be in a very central place with a very low cost of living. So Serbia definitely might be the perfect choice for you if you want to be surrounded by many beautiful countries, have a very low cost of living, and have a very centrally located country as your next destination. If you're enjoying this kind of content, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Thank you very much, and already let's keep going with the next country, which is Bulgaria. Bulgaria is the third country on today's list. Bulgaria is located in the southeast of Europe on the Balkans, and it's a very beautiful country and a pretty underrated one. If you're looking for a destination with beautiful mountains, beautiful beaches, big cities and small beautiful towns, Bulgaria might be the perfect option for you as your next destination in Europe. Bulgaria is considered as one of the cheapest countries in Europe, so the cost of living is very low as well. The infrastructure with public transportation, maybe also with co-working spaces, internet reliability and internet speeds, everything is given in Bulgaria, so you won't have any problems to live and work from Bulgaria. Bulgaria's popularity for digital nomads definitely is growing. There are places like Sofia, Varna or Bansko that are really popular for digital nomads, and the infrastructure there is given really good for the digital nomad lifestyle. Buses, trains or planes are taking you to the neighboring countries, so the infrastructure is really amazing and you can discover a whole beautiful region of Europe. Another positive part about Bulgaria is that it's surrounded by some beautiful countries, for example like Turkey, Greece, Romania or Serbia and Macedonia. So you'll never be bored there, as you can also travel within the region easily. The infrastructure is really great, and as I've already mentioned before, the digital nomad community in Bulgaria is like growing and growing, so the infrastructure in the digital nomad destinations are really great, and you can make good friends, meet like-minded people, and you will never be alone in Bulgaria. So summarized, Bulgaria might be your next destination in Europe because the nature is beautiful, the food is really good, the infrastructure is given with really good internet and a good digital nomad community. Bulgaria might have it all to be the next destination for you in Europe. So let's already move on to the fourth country of today's list, Slovakia. Slovakia definitely is a fantastic country with a moderate climate. If you're not looking for beaches and the very hot weather, Slovakia might be the right place for you. For digital nomads, I would recommend two of the cities, which are Bratislava and Trnava. Those places have a very good infrastructure for digital nomads with high-speed internet, co-working spaces, cafes, whatever you might need. Those places have it in Slovakia. So you can also work in other parts of the country for a very cheap price, as the mobile data plans are very cheap and you get a big amount of gigabytes of internet. So there's no worry to work in other places of the country as well. Another great part about Bratislava is that it's just 1 hour east of the capital city of Austria, Vienna. Other beautiful countries surrounding Slovakia are Hungary, Poland, Ukraine, and Austria. So there are definitely many beautiful parts to visit if you decide to go to Slovakia. Maybe one of the downsides of Slovakia is that there's no real digital nomad community. But the people in Slovakia speak very good and decent English, so you will never be lost in translation, and there are many things to do and visit in this beautiful country. So you maybe will have to find some local friends and not digital nomad ones, but hey, that's why we are traveling, right? We want to meet local people, have a great experience, and not always be surrounded by people from our country speaking the same language as we do. The cost of living in Slovakia is also pretty low, maybe a little bit higher than the ones I've mentioned in the list so far, but still considered for the location it has in Europe. You can live easily with around 1,000 euros in Slovakia, especially in Trnava and Bratislava, as those places are not very expensive. So maybe compared to countries like Albania, Serbia or Bulgaria, it's a little bit higher, maybe 10 to 20% more, but compared to Western capital cities, for example, it's much cheaper, and your dollar gives you so much more value. So let's already move on to the fifth and last country of this list, Romania. Romania is a very beautiful country with beautiful mountains, beaches, beautiful architecture there, many beautiful cities, and it's a definitely very underrated destination. Also, maybe you have heard about Dracula and Transylvania, so that's definitely a place you have to visit if you decide to go to Romania, as it's one of the more interesting destinations in this beautiful country. If we talk about special destinations for digital nomads, I would recommend Bucharest, the capital city, maybe Cluj or Timișoara. No worries, I will write it down somewhere here that you can know definitely which places I am talking about. They are fantastic with a high or big student community. There are many people living there, kind of international and very well connected with some low-cost airlines like Wizz Air, for example, with many other parts of Europe. And another good point about Romania, most people don't know about this, people speak very good English. The English level is very high there, so you don't have to worry in general, because you can talk to the people and you will never be lost there. That's a very good and important point, as I've already also mentioned before in most of the other countries on this list. And here again, I feel already like I'm repeating myself all the time, but the infrastructure, internet, the reliability and the high-speed connections, they are all given in Romania as well as in all the countries I've mentioned before. I've been to all those countries, internet has always been very great, better than in some parts of Western Europe, for example. So the infrastructure for digital nomads is given. That's one worry to have less, and maybe you can also make a trip or two more because you are always working with great internet. And if we talk about other important stuff like co-working spaces, good cafes to work from, Romania has definitely all as well. Bucharest, Timișoara, Cluj and other major cities have the infrastructure you need to be able to work from. So summarize the cost of living of Romania. It's very low. You don't need more than 1,000 euros normally to have a really great lifestyle. It's very similar to Bulgaria, maybe Albania and definitely like Serbia. So that's a very good factor, especially if you're starting out or if you just want to save more money from your income. And for the ones more curious from you who want to travel to other countries they have maybe never thought about, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldavia, Hungary, Serbia are some of the countries that are neighboring Romania, so there are many amazing places to visit from. Definitely some of them are not on your bucket list so far, but if you look them up a little bit, trust me, I've been to most of those countries. East Europe is maybe even more interesting and more attractive than Western Europe, but keep that a secret because we still love to travel to East Europe by ourselves. So that's already been the list with 5 some of the most underrated countries in Europe for digital nomads. If you would like to do something you've never considered before, choose one of those destinations or maybe Google Maps and choose one of the countries you would like to visit. While looking up for the next destination, I just recommend you to be open-minded and creative, and trust me, there are so many amazing places to visit. Whatever you choose, you will be happy there because East Europe is a hidden gem in general. There are so many beautiful and fantastic things to see and do. You will love it. That's one thing I can reassure you. So we have reached again the end of this video. I hope it was very valuable for you, that you have maybe started to consider some other countries in Europe with a very low cost of living. If you did so, please let me know in the comments which country would you like to visit, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like, and thank you very much and see you in the next video.